How's it going, guys? Back with another video. So in this one we're going to be talking about how you can get more out of your day. One of the most difficult things when you're doing any type of online business is basically getting rid of all the things that kind of distract you. Now, like everything I kind of see online is all about increasing your productivity and how you can enhance this and enhance that, but really it's forgetting about the downside and all the things that are currently taking you off task. So that's the things that we're going to manage inside of this video. And if you can avoid doing those things, it only leaves for you to then focus on the work that you need to do. So this is really important because like when you're, building a niche website or doing anything at that matter, that requires any type of consistent focus and application, it can get quite difficult when you keep getting thrown off task. So you're almost moving sideways opposed to actually progressing. And so many people say, they always ask me like, how do you do so much? How do you get so much done and all of this? And, in such little time, I've managed to build quite a big website and whatever else. And, I just think, oh, well, probably people aren't doing these things. So I thought I'd share this in the video and just show you exactly how my workday looks, how my schedule looks, so you can potentially use it to in your own business life and really help you, with your day-to-day in that sense. So anyway, I talk too much, I'm getting confused here. Let's get onto the computer. Okay, so this one's really interesting because we're going to be talking about how you can really and truly get more productive with your days. So what I'm going to do is show you a few plugins that I use on a day-to-day basis, and also then my schedule of how I actually organize my days. So let's just make this big so you can see this on the full screen. Now, what I actually do is, first of all, I'm not proposing that you use the same thing, but there are applications that you can use to, plan your day. One of them being Google Calendar, and I use Sam Ovens' War Map. Now, this just basically tells me what I need to be doing overall for the month. So this is just basically a Google Doc, which you can find from Sam Ovens. And this basically tells me of how I'm going to be organizing or orchestrating my year. So from here, you can see obviously that I'm doing like 3 months here, and then I take a 1 week vacation, and then here again, and then a 1 week break. And this doesn't mean, at this point that you're going to be flying away every whatever. It just means that you're going to take 1 week out to really, revise and rethink what you're doing, and then get back to work, so that way you're getting an input for your output in that sense, because you can't just put out as you become fatigued and exhausted. So this is why a lot of people, kind of tire themselves out, and they become very tired, as they get older, and it's all because they're not putting back in. So you put out, get a whole load of out, and then you put back in, revitalize, rejuvenate, and then get out again, and then back in and out, back in and out, and that cycle continues, for the rest of your life in that sense. So that's what I use for that. And sorry, actually, let me reopen that. And what that also does is it allows me to plan out each of my months. So for example, this is the 2019 War Map. So what I do is I basically, the most important tasks to do, I will basically put on here, so I know what I need to do, and I'll plan tomorrow, today. So whatever I need to do the next day, I'll plan, today in that sense. So at the end of today, like around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I will basically put in all the things that need to be done tomorrow. So whatever I haven't done here will go on to there. So, like the articles you can see here. And if I don't complete one of these, I just carry it over to the next day. Okay, so that's the idea behind that. Now, I also use Google Calendar. And the reason why I use that is because I can set a constant reminder every single day. So what I do here, I'm taking you in the actual back end, is I've already set this out and got it on a constant repeat weekly for each specific day. So on Saturdays, it adjusts. On a Sunday, it adjusts. Like Sunday's nothing because I don't work. Okay, so this is like keyword research, as you can see here. Now, the reason why that's at 12 o'clock is because I do a night shift on this night. So when I finish, I come back and I do that. If you've got a set schedule, then that's the only way that you can respect it. And if you respect it, that's the only way other people can respect it. So you can see I check the War Map, which is the Sam Ovens spreadsheet that I showed you, and my goals on Stride. Now, it's important to track your progress. If you basically are not tracking your progress, then you're never going to know, like, kind of, where you are with things. If you're like, almost just
pissing in the wind, you're never going to really be able to track your progression. And if you can't track your progression, well, there's no progress, So obviously what we need to do here is you need to constantly update this. So you can see I'm behind on this stuff. This is like 1,000 subs, building a website. Haven't updated that. It's actually more than that. And so I've been a bit slack with the tracking recently, but I need to track. So you can see here, obviously this is where I'm supposed to be, because I wanted to push out 100 videos by the end of March, so I can see where I am, and then it gives you this nice neat graph, and you can check that in 2 different views as well. So it's pretty good. I try to use it as much as I can, but sometimes, with the baby and everything, life does get ahead of me sometimes, but I try and bring it back because I've got this in a set schedule. So every single day, everything remains the same. So I've got this thing, which is the one thing, and I've spoke about this before in many books and whatever else. You should be just doing the one most important thing every single day. That is how you should use your time at the beginning of the day. Your motivation and your willpower is like a battery. So at the beginning of the day, you're fully charged. You just had a good sleep. Now, that's what's important as well, is it starts from the night before. So if you go to bed late, you're going to get up late. It's just simple basics, yeah? So if you go to bed on time, you can get up early, you get up at a decent time. So just say this was my normal week, where I get up at like 7 o'clock, 8 a.m. So you can see here, by 9, I'm already at work. Now, the way this works is basically every single day it will move through. So you can see this, it's actually tracking exactly, my daily progression. So obviously this is like checking the wall map and stride goals. That's what I do first thing in the morning. I need to check exactly where I need to be. Now, I haven't been checking the stride goals, guilty of that. So I need to bring that in line. And this kind of video is really good to actually, make it aware to me. You also need to set weekly reminders to check to reflect, and get the feedback. You need to see, what did I mess up on this week? What can I improve for next week? Don't focus on the things you've done well, because they're good. Just focus on the things that you've done bad, because ultimately you need to keep fixing those things until you get to this high level of standard. Okay, so obviously we can see that I do this one thing. Now, why I do this one thing is basically you could waste your time and sit at the computer and do a load of crap, make your site look fancy and do all this other stuff, which is irrelevant to your progression. What is it that gets you to the goal? Because if you've defined your goal, my goal is to have a 100-page website, and that's an action-based goal. So in order to do that, I need to write content. So if I'm not writing content, I'm not moving towards the goal. You see? So like, this is what I do every single day. Once I've done that, then I can move on to other things. So if I've got 2 pieces of content that need to get done every single day, because look, I've got it in the stride that it needs to be done by the end of March. So then it works out how many I need to be doing per day. So that's what Stride does as well. It actually shows you how many you need to be doing per day in order to hit the target. So you can see here I'm about on 62 now. So if I was to update that, just say, you can see I haven't noted it in. But if I do 62 and I go back, basically, you can see, oh no, sorry, it's actually tracking that in the wrong ways. I've done that wrong. Let me just, so 100-page website, let's have a look, because I haven't, this is tracking it completely wrong. Wait, I think I need to reset this up. But the idea behind this is basically like this. I'll show you with the example on my YouTube videos. So for example, if I had like my YouTube videos, this is YouTube videos, yeah. So I've pushed out like 49 or whatever else. I think it's like 49 now, something like that. So it would tell you how many you need to do per day in order to hit your target. If like I was way behind, I am behind, you can see there's 67 I'm supposed to be at. But if I was way behind, then it will tell me to do 2 per day or 3 per day or whatever in order to hit that target. So that's the way that works. And then I've got a set lunchtime. So that happens the same time every day. And what happens is all of this ritualizes inside of your head. So this is how you become more productive, because you're isolating the one thing that moves your business forward, which is writing content. You can have backlinks, but if you've got no content to drive the backlinks to, then you've got nothing. But I see it as, if I do backlinks, does that have more of an effect on what I'm doing than doing content? And it doesn't. Like, it has an effect, but it has to go hand in hand with the content. So I need to do content first, Then once I've done that, I can spend maybe the rest of the afternoon doing backlinks, or maybe I can take a week out and do backlinks, you know. So that's the type of thing you want to plan inside of your calendar. But I do that, so my breakfast and showers the same time, then I work at that time, have my lunch, that's exactly the same time, then, you know, like share YouTube vids and whatever else. And then I've got this is on this particular day, and you know, the rest of the time is to do whatever I want up until 5 o'clock. So that's any work, small tasks that I've got to do. Then emails and social media allocated to 5 or 6 o'clock. That's it. In between that time, I'm not trying to use it as a consumer, but more as a producer. So all of the social media, I don't want to become a victim to it, you know, and falling victim to everyone's information that they're trying to, you know, build their dreams with. And to be honest, I've been completely slipping with this recently, but I need to really bring it back in line because it's so important, and you feel so much better when you do it, honestly, because you know that you spent your day working opposed to, you know, effing around on social media. So you can see here, update sheets, input and output. So this is just basically to, this is something else where I track, you know, how much I've put in to how much I got out and whatever else. And then reading for 1 hour. Now, what's important here is to eat healthy and drink a lot of water as well. I've been drinking water for the last like 3 weeks now. Been on a complete water diet, like just drinking water and, you know, eating my normal foods, healthy food, like not burgers and all that rubbish, but just actually drinking water. And honestly, every single day, like, I feel so energetic. It makes such a difference. It doesn't happen overnight. It take like a week to kick in, but you feel completely different. And making sure you're going to bed on time. All right, now some of the applications that I use to help me are these plugins. So this one is called BlockSite. Now what's good about this is it basically allows you to schedule all of the apps like social media and all of that stuff, and basically can set it for each day that you don't want it. So if I try and go on Facebook right now, it's going to block me. You'll see it. It will just block. Look, you see that? Blocked. Gmail, I don't need to be checking my emails right now. Blocked. If I go on Instagram, and where this catches you out if you build websites is if you're researching on someone's website, just say blog like site, yeah, I don't know. And if you're going on someone's website and then you're checking, like, and you might be doing just a bit of research and you're like, oh, they got Twitter, let's check Twitter, and then you click it. That's how it gets you. So you quickly, you know, come back and it says no, you're not going on there, and then it reminds you you're supposed to be working. So you can set this to the times that you work every day, and you can also add intervals, so you can make it stop there and then start again at 6 o'clock to whatever time, and you know, do all that fancy stuff. So that's what I do every day, and that blocks you. So this is like one of the best plugins for that. Now also I also use this plugin. So this is kill newsfeed. So when you do go onto Facebook, this will kill the main feed. So I'm going to show you how that works, so you don't get advertised to, because that's important. It's all a distraction again. Like when you're on Facebook, you're not using it to actually, you know, we're meant to be producers, not consumers. Like, consumers are the people who are buying the stuff, you know. So let me show you an example. So if I switch off BlockSite, let me just show you how I'd have to switch that off to go on Facebook. So let me just show you, if I go into Facebook, what it looks like. See, so it doesn't show me anything. You can see it's just empty. There's nothing. So you might see this, like, I mean, you know, you can't stop that, I don't think. But this one here, you know, so you don't get pulled left and right with all advertisements and whatever else. So that's that. And then also we've got this plugin here. This is YouTube ad blocker. So when you're on YouTube, you know, the advertisements don't show up. Now I keep that, just these are things I keep enabled all the time, these things. BlockSite is obviously set to during my work hours, which is really good. And then the next one I've got is this Momentum app. So this basically, when I type something, just say when I open a new tab, as you just saw, it doesn't come up with the normal, you know, home screen. You know, it has all the logos and makes you click off on different things. So this basically, you can set your main focus, you know, write one piece of content, so you don't get distracted. This is one of the biggest things. Like when you come on to open a new tab usually, and it's got that back screen, it shows you like Facebook, YouTube, and all the things that you've been looking at, like all the last pair of shoes that you were looking at. So you click and you go off, and then next minute you're looking back thinking, oh my God, I meant to be working on my project, and I'm like half hour wasting time. So this is just, it always gives you a nice beautiful background, and it really keeps you on track, you know, and then you can cross it out at the end of the day. So you can also add things as well, you see that? So you can add like other things and whatever else. So it's really good. And these are the things that I use to stay productive all day. When I'm doing this, I haven't got my phone out. My phone's tucked away inside of a box and switched off on silent. I don't reply to emails or anything like that at this time. It's all allocated times, because, you know, every time you're responding, it's to help someone else. It's to answer their query and fix their day and whatever else. You need to really be selfish to a certain degree with your time, and really, you know, utilize the time that you do have in order to move forward. So I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, make sure to leave a like. If you are new, then I have many more videos coming like this in the future, and many more in the past as well. So subscribe to the channel and leave a comment if you did like it, saying thank you or whatever else, you know, you'd like to put. All right, but I thank you for watching this video, and I hope this can really help you. Peace, and I'll speak to you soon.